Even on the discovery call, you basically told me we weren't going to move forward until like I did X, Y,
Yeah,
Z.
yeah.
And but I liked that. No, seriously, I liked it because it showed to me that you weren't here just to make a quick buck and then
Yeah, I
tell me
want
to
to get
get out of your
results.
way.
Yeah.
Right. You want to see results. And I think that's like one of the biggest things that really made me feel comfortable.
Prior to you joining the program, what were the main problems you were encountering with your brand?
Definitely the overall cohesiveness of the brand, kind of tying everything together to one major theme or image to my project was definitely, I mean, I had like ideas for it, but nothing concrete that was like we talked about of creating something that was recognizable, and imagery that kind of fits that. So that was definitely the biggest piece missing.
Awesome. And so, was there anything particular about the coaching as well that helped with everything?
Yeah, I think just a lot of it just like for me talking through what needs to be done and kind of having like a checklist is really beneficial. I think there's a lot of things that um, you may already know or know of, but getting tips from someone like yourself who's been in the industry, has experienced it themselves, um, it seems like it makes it a lot easier to kind of skip over or try to avoid mistakes that you may have made or gone routes that weren't the most optimal. I think it's really been helpful in that of just getting ideas of what the best route is for various things that we've worked on.
Yeah, definitely. And so, considering this is more of like a coaching thing than just like a video course, like what would you say the benefits are of it being like a coaching format as opposed to just being like a video?
I definitely like having the just even in the back of my mind knowing that I can reach out to you and you're gonna. It's more of like a personal relationship. It doesn't feel as much of like a structured educational course of here, do your homework, and there you
Yeah.
go, you're ready to go. And for me personally, I like it a lot more because I'm more of a interactive. I like to talk through things,
Mm.
even if it's the same exact thing you would read to me. It's easier. I just receive things better that way. So I liked that aspect of it. Just a lot more conversational. Didn't feel like you were in a classroom getting talked at, but rather having a conversation about it.
As a result of implementing all the things that we talked about through our sessions in the coaching, what was the outcome that you got out of like all of our sessions?
I definitely feel like my project is a lot more cohesive. I feel like, especially like kind of with the start of the new year, it feels like I'm really ready to hit the ground running and actually have like a lot more of a plan of action of like what I need to do. Now I gotta go execute it, but it's a step further than I was before. It was a lot of, oh, I need to do this, or oh, I have ideas for that. But I feel like working with you, like it's gotten more of a clear picture and a map of how to actually do that.
Yeah, because you've got the brand in place, you've got like all the tracks ready to go, and now you've got more of a content strategy as well, of like what you're going to do about that. That's awesome. So
Right.
where do you think you'd be right now if you hadn't taken action, months ago and joined the program?
Definitely where I was before, which is still working on music and I think still making progress, but not. I think like kind of like I was saying earlier, you having already done 99% of what I'm trying to do, if not all of it, it's you kind of make the shortcuts or you make the path clear than what it would have been without you. Because a lot of second guessing or a lot of I don't know, like kind of like for me, I was in an area where I was like, kind of what is next? I think like I thought my tracks were at a level where it was pretty close to professional, not professional, but I was kind of like, do I just release one by one on a label? Do I just do this or that? And I think working with you really helped clear that up of what kind of the action plan is to do with that. So definitely further ahead, and I think a lot more kind of like honestly just more excited for my project too. Like I feel like I have like I feel like everyone's like big things coming type of stuff, but I feel like kind of like actually big things coming, and I
Yeah, yeah.
that like it's actually kind of real instead of just saying it like most people do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can imagine it must be also reassuring that the content that I'm teaching and the coaching that I'm giving you is the same thing that I've already done and implemented and had success from, and same with the other students that came through the program.
Well, that was the biggest thing is like I've worked with, I mean, especially being in like Defire and all those feedback groups, you're obviously kind of added in a group of where I've had other people reach out to me with different educational courses or different whatever. And that was usually the biggest missing piece of the puzzle for me was it was not saying that these individuals didn't know what they're doing, but they don't have like I knew your name before I even knew who like we ever even spoke. Like I've heard your music. I know you've been around the scene for a minute. So to your point, it is reassuring because these other individuals, again, not like they don't know what they're doing, but it is just the way I personally view it. I'd rather have someone that I know has done it, has successfully done it, um, than someone who hasn't.
Yeah, definitely. I'm exactly the same. I need to have that reassurance that although somebody might be an expert in that field, I think if they haven't had success themselves and haven't actually had like a career in what they're teaching, then their advice isn't, necessarily as effective as you might think. So one last question as well, if there's anybody watching this and is on the fence about jumping on a discovery call with myself or one of the student advisors to learn more about the program and to see if they're a good fit and they're on the fence about it, what would you say to them?
Um, Definitely, obviously, I think for anyone, like an outlay of cash is always a scary thing to do. Especially even if it's something that you like really love or enjoy, like for this scenario producing. But um, I don't know the way you went about it too. It's very clear you're interested in helping individuals out rather than just making money. I think it was really clear on that, like even on the discovery call you basically told me we weren't going to move forward until like I did X, Y,
Yeah,
Z.
yeah.
And but I liked that. No, seriously, I liked it because it showed to me that you weren't here just to make a quick buck and then
Yeah, I
tell me
want
to
to get
get out of your
results.
way.
Yeah.
Right. You want to see results. And I think that's like one of the biggest things that really made me feel comfortable, even on top of that, of moving forward was you already had the expertise and the knowledge in the industry. And then on top of that, it was clear you were more interested in actually helping me out than just trying to make a living off of this. So
Yeah.
I think that was one of the biggest things that made me just feel comfortable enough to do something like that because obviously money is usually what it comes down to, and it was definitely worth it.
100%. Well, I'm glad that the transparency was helpful because yeah, based off of our first call, like you had all the qualifications and prerequisites to kind of be something that could benefit from the program, but I wanted to make sure that you could benefit more than that. And that's why I wanted to wait to ensure that you
Right.
were at that right place. So, and I'm glad we did because you also showed how determined you were by going out of your way and reaching out to all those different artists and getting that artist support prior to us even working together and doing the hard yards. And that showed that you had the tenacity that was what we kind of look for in these programs. So that was, awesome. Cool. Awesome. Really good to hear
Yeah.
that was a wholesome experience. And yeah.